you are going to be doing some sewing. That's what we're going to be doing next. So get yourself a needle and a thread if you have the kit already. I do not do a lot of sewing, but I can. I mean, I've taught myself how to hand sew, and I taught myself how to sew on the sewing machine. So I do everything AlaLiz my way. So here you go. Now you have a little tube. You turn it inside out, and you have a little tube with the dress on it. Okay. And here, what you're going to do is that you're going to take this, and it may not be completely even. Make sure that you do use a nice sturdy, or at least double your thread, so because you're going to be gathering. And so all I want you to do is to go, I'm going to go from the back. I'm going to go from this side, and I'm guessing about a quarter. It's just really not exact, the waist. All this is going to get covered up, but when you do gather this, I think if you do the smaller the stitches, I think the little gathering things, the better. Don't do like a big whole quarter of an inch, maybe do an 1/8 of an inch thick, and then just start going in and out with your needle. I go down and up, and this is going to get fast forward soon, and do it all the way around. Okay, so you just go all the way to the other end, and then you're going to be, it's going to get gathered. It's going to get gathered like that. And you're going to put it on her just like you do a dress. So this is our front, and then she has her little skirt. Isn't she adorable? And then you can just slip this right over her. Let's pull it down. I'm not tightening it yet. Not too much, just tighten it a little bit. There we go. Now look how cute. Now I did do a little bit of a, what's it called again? I sealed the edges of the fabric a little on the top, just enough for you to be able to it not to fray while you're doing your project. And what I'm doing now is I'm going in there, and I'm making sure all of everything's facing upward and it's not facing downward. Okay, there we go. Now you can determine where you want your waistline to be. You know, right here, you can go a little bit lower, right there. Look at what a long waistline that gives it. But the most important thing is that you center the applique. And so that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to hold the applique right there and then tighten. Because after you knot this, you can still move the dress around. You really can, because you'll be able to move all this around until we glue it. So you need to tighten it on there and then knot it. Okay, so snug and knot. And the way I knot is I go very close to where the stitch is coming from, and then I put a string, and everything's knotting. It's over there. There we go. There we go. And if you get it and it's not tight enough, you can always wrap this around it. So, but you got to adjust it first. So look around. Actually, this looks really pretty. It doesn't need much more than that. My camera cut off. So we're going to take the string and we'll fold it in half. Okay. Then I'm going to attach it. I'm going to put it right like right on the line where we sewed, and I'm going to make this cover the entire dress around where we sewed. And I'm going to pull up any that are going downward, and I'm actually going to just do this one right now. I haven't tightened it too much because I saw some I need to move up. So you want to go right over where you sewed, and you want to pull the edges up, because my goal is to cover that section. Okay, so I always say snugify. I'm going to snug it a little bit, but I'm going to still check it again. Make sure they're all up. And you may get some fraying. That's okay. That's what we're covering up, is the fraying. Anything that might fray. Okay, now I am over it now. I'm going to make it tighter and knot it once. Okay, so this is all you see. And now that I have it up, I'm still going to kind of check it. This is kind of hard to see. It's hard for you to see because it's all, but right here it's sticking up, and right here are the stitches. So now I'm going to do, I'm going to use it, I knotted in the back, and I have 2 strings running, and I'm going to start wrapping it. I'm going to wrap it below first, a couple of times, below the string that I tied. There, can you see? It's making, I just did it twice. Now, why don't we double check this, make sure this is centered enough still. So keep on checking your center point of this. And even if it's off a little, it's not. Now I'm going to go and wrap on top. I'm doing it once, and now I'm going to look at it. Do I want to do any more? I actually think that it does not need to go any higher than that. But I do see some of the frays there, which we can cut off with the scissors. So here you can see the little silver button. It doesn't look bad. It really doesn't. And also the other thing you can do is you can actually add a bit of glue just to help it to stay there. Don't put too much glue, because then you'll feel like it's, you know, it's too much glue and it'll get all over the place. Okay. I think that's pretty nice. I like that. And then I'm going to take this and just knot it again with the other. You don't have to use it all. I just use some. And this is a really pretty yarn. I actually can crochet with it, but I really thought it would go well with this outfit. And or not. Now this is a beautiful dress. It looks very lovely. I like the look of it. Now, but remember, this is supposed to be an angel. This is a pink angel. So I'll give you quite a bit of this, and some of it's going to go over. You can actually leave it like this, and you do not need to put this on the bottom. Here. I actually think it doesn't really need it. So we're going to put 2 all the way around the dress on the bottom. All right, the next thing you have are these, and these are what we're using as wings. And this is an applique. And again, you need to prepare it by trimming around. And any place that you see it's kind of weak, make sure you put like a bead of glue all the way along the edge. And this is just to help it to stick together, stay together, because this is an applique and it doesn't always, it actually has places that that are raw. This is all part of crafting, and these are probably parts that when you haven't purchased a wedding dress that you've deconstructed, or fabric that you're cutting out the appliques, and you might not know that that sometimes their edges need to be sealed a little so that they don't unravel. This is kind of like frayed, something that's frayed. So just look around for any that are like that and just do a light glue and trim. Just don't go too far in the wings here, because that's part of what keeps them sturdy. Okay, that keeps it all a little sturdy when they're hanging there. Okay, and I think that I actually folded this up like this. Let's do a little glue. So I'm going to put a little glue here, and see the bottom third ones, they just go folded up like this, just a little, so that from this side you see 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I take my hairpin and I put it right through here, right through the center, and I gather it. You don't have to use a hairpin because this is not a lot around it, and I put it through the hairpin and then come downward and gather it. See, I'm let it go, now gather it. See, and then let me move this thread. I don't know how well you can see with that, or that thread, the cardboard. And right here, you're going to knot it just like you would if at the beginning of tying your shoes, once, twice. Okay, and snug it, not too tight, and then pull out the pin, and then continue to give a nice and tight snug. So now you have a pair of wings. Now I leave these intact right here because it's basically keeping them up, and there are your wings that you place on it. But I do want to let you know that I have a second pair of wings. Let me show you these, that if you request it, you can actually have this pair. They're a little bit smaller. See what they look like? I actually put them together with pieces of an applique. There's like a bow on the back, and then they would go right here. So you can have those wings. Actually, they can probably go either way. Yeah. Oh, I actually like it like that because then it doesn't show here. I like that. Both ways it works. And or you can have, these were my original wings that I made. Okay. So I only have very few of these. If I get more orders, I'm going to have to go out and buy more supplies because I do not have any more appliques.